So the first part of this lab is to do a bunch of demos with the students, and then I usually have them come up to the front of the lab up here, and then that way they can see everything. And I usually will do each demo and then help them write the balanced equation. So that's like underneath and on the next page. I'll usually do that on the board. So the cart right here has all of the things that you need for the demos, and then this list of how to do each one is on the cart, and it's also in the instructor's guide. So like for the first one, you'll get a piece of magnesium, you'll get the crucible tongs, you'll get a Bunsen burner, and then you basically just light it on fire, and the students will ooh and ah, and then I'll usually help them write the balanced equation on the board. So like magnesium, and then oxygen is diatomic, and then for the magnesium oxide, I remind them like to think about charges. Oxygen is -2, so when you put those together, your formula would be magnesium oxide, and then I balance with them. So that way they get practice with balancing equations, but also they get to see all the different demos. And so the second reaction is, I'll show you over here. The second reaction is calcium carbonate heated. I usually skip that one because you can't really see anything happening. It does make carbon dioxide, but you can show that if you like. And then the single replacement, the copper with the silver nitrate, looks like this. So you can see the copper wire, the silver on the copper wire. And then the zinc and the HCl we do in a graduated cylinder, and it'll bubble. And then there will be a stick for them to light on fire, and then you just hold it over the mouth of the graduated cylinder. It'll make like a whoop sound from the hydrogen gas. And then those are the two single replacement. And then the double replacement reactions, the first one we do in a test tube, the second one is in a beaker, and the third one is in a graduated cylinder. And so the first one, the potassium iodide with the lead 2 nitrate, will make that yellow precipitate. And then the acid-base reaction, they'll be on the cart in a beaker. You add some phenolphthalein to see the color change. And then the calcium carbonate, I think it's sodium carbonate, in HCl is in a graduated cylinder. And then you'll add the HCl, it'll bubble, and then light a flaming splint, and then hold it over the mouth of the flask, and it'll put the flame out, so you're making carbon dioxide gas. And then the very last one is to get an evaporating dish with some ethanol right here, and then you're just gonna heat it on the hot plate and catch it on fire, and then watch it burn. So basically I just do each of these demo reactions, and then I do the reactions, practice balancing equations with each of them. And then after that, they'll be ready for the second part of the lab, which is the data.